and hello. It is Friday, and that means it is time for our Friday Facebook Live, and I am your host, Dr. Polly Heil-Mealey, with Abundant Health and Wellness located in downtown Humble. So, 323 East Main Street, and that is the corner of Main Street and Avenue C. So, my phone did not tell me to rotate today, so I'm hoping that I am right side up. And today what I want to talk to you about is electrosmog, okay? Electrosmog is, we're good? Okay, we're happy. Okay, electrosmog is what happens when you get extra electromagnetic waves that go into your body. So I just want to give you some background on this, and then you can do your own research. I would never tell you a lie. And I've been very, very concerned about people that are wearing Fitbits, Garmin fitness trackers, Apple Watches, Android watches, you know, anything like that. I mean, we're all more and more tech savvy. I remember as a young girl seeing Dick Tracy, and he would look at his watch and he could talk to people and all that kind of thing. So it's just really amazing how far technology has come. However, you are wearing that Wi-Fi device on your body. So it is on your body 24/7 or however long you wear it. And what we're finding is that it changes the electromagnetic frequency in your body. Now, this is what we need to know about electromagnetic frequencies. Everything in the body is calibrated to work as a symphony. So, a healthy body will resonate between 75 and 85 megahertz. And so we want to make sure that everything in the body is functioning at that frequency. Now, when you are wearing Wi-Fi, you are adding frequencies to you that are not compatible with your body. When we're in a Wi-Fi environment, which is what our office is, almost all of our offices are Wi-Fi. You know, as you're driving down the street, you can just click on your phone, you can connect to the internet, you can make your phone calls, so there's cell towers and all that kind of thing. And all of that gives us a lot of extra electromagnetic frequency, which is smog in the body, because we don't want that. So I've been very, very concerned about what these wearable devices are actually doing to our body. So I just want to give you some statistics. It's not going to be boring, I hope. And I see that people are joining, so I appreciate you joining. As always, if we get to a place where Facebook tells me I have to re-log in or something, come back and find me, because I have 30 minutes and I want to do it. Okay, so this is the screen here, and this is the percentage of medical doctors that think Wi-Fi is bad for you. And it says, can wireless radiation affect the human body? 99% of medical doctors say yes, 1% say no. Now this is a medical doctor. Here is another graph that we have, effective wireless on the human body. So your mobile phone, 100% detrimental. Let me see what, I gotta turn it around so I can read it. Laptop, desktop, wireless router, and then Bluetooth devices. So as you can see here, your mobile phone has the highest electromagnetic waves that get into you. And your Bluetooth device is pretty bad as well. Your wireless headphones, all that. So what you want to know is when you're wearing your Bluetooth, when you're wearing your phone on your body, you're getting 100% of that electromagnetic wave goes into your body. And so we don't really want to see that. So, diseases due to wireless devices, right? Brain tumor is like at 82%. Male infertility is at 40%. Heart disease is at 50%. Effects on the fetus is over 20%. Hearing function is at 87%, Alzheimer's 20%, and then Parkinson's disease is 2%. So you can see here that the wireless that we're wearing is causing these diseases to spike. So I don't know about you, but I don't want to wear a device and have it negatively impact my health. Now, I'm just going to be honest with you. I do not own an Apple Watch. I do not own a Fitbit or any kind of device like that because I just feel like it's going to be negative. What I do have, well, we'll get to what I do have in a minute. I'm going to give you some statistics so you know I'm not just blowing smoke here. Okay, so we're gonna go with the easy one first, and then I'll give you some more statistics. So this is from the EMF Academy. EMF stands for electromagnetic frequencies. Okay, it says, what does it say? Okay, so this was on Apple Watch specific. Does the Apple Watch emit EMF radiation? Absolutely. The Apple Watch is one of the most connected devices you can put on your wrist as it comes via Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and cellular. One of the major dangers with wearable tech like the Apple Watch is that it is constantly in direct contact with your skin. As we know, the proximity to the source of EMF radiation is extremely crucial. The inverse square law of physics tells us that as we double our distance from a radiation source, we quarter the exposure. When we put something directly against our body, like a cell phone or an Apple Watch, we absorb the maximum amount of radiation. Now, I will just tell you, I have friends that wear their phone in their bra. So they are getting 100% of that radiation to the breast. We advise you not to do that. We advise you not to wear your phone on your person. I know that people don't listen to me because I see people walking around with phones all the time, but I'm just telling you. So these are symptoms that are caused from too much radiation. Fatigue, headaches, mood swings. Oh goodness, we have that, don't we? Heart arrhythmias, asthma, fertility issues, digestive issues, memory problems, and sleep problems. So I'm just going to tell you, here in the clinic, we have all of these issues. We've got the asthma, the fertility, the digestive, the memory, and the fatigue. And so what is happening with this electronic smog? So we're going to see that there is significant impact of exposure to EMF radiation on the body. We will know in the months and years to come how these diseases will be accelerated by the increase in wearable tech, the introduction of 5G, and the multitude of other EMF radiation exposure. So, first of all, EMF radiation has consistently shown that it affects and causes mutations of human DNA. What is cancer? Cancer is a mutation of human DNA. It is believed that this is one of the likely reasons we see the increase in significant health issues such as cancer, heart disease, Alzheimer's, and more. DNA is the genetic material that makes us who we are and defines how we operate. Mutations in the DNA are believed to be the initial step in the creation of cancer cells in the body. So I guess I've just lost a whole lot of you because you don't want to hear this news, okay? Studies and cumulative research collections have shown that EMF radiation from devices like wearable tech and cell phones show a direct correlation to an increased risk in developing brain tumors, which are gliomas, and other cancers. Okay? Another review of 16 different studies done over a period of time concluded that the risk of developing a brain tumor on the same side of the head as we use our cell phone increased by 2.5 times. So you might think 2.5 times is not a high increase. That's more than double. So your risk of getting brain cancer is more than double if you use your cell phone. So what do? I have a cell phone. Obviously, I'm on my cell phone because I'm doing Facebook Live. But I use it away from my body. I always have it on speakerphone. Unless I'm talking to my mom. Hi, Mom. And she goes, am I on speakerphone? I hear a lot of feedback. And yes, you do get some feedback if you're on speakerphone. But if you have the phone up to your ear, I get really, really hot. My face gets hot, my ear gets hot, and it gets very, very uncomfortable. And so that is your body telling you, hey, you're getting too much radiation, because what does radiation do? Radiation burns you. And so we don't want to do that. And we certainly don't want to more than double our chances of getting a brain tumor. Another study conducted in Israel determined that cell phone users who were using their phones more than 20 hours a month had nearly double the chance of developing cancers in their salivary glands. Why would that be? Because you're holding your phone right here and you're getting all that radiation right here in your salivary gland. So this is really important. How many people use their phone over 20 hours in a month? I don't know. If you're on your phone an hour a day, that's more than 20 hours in a month. I'm probably not on my phone that much. I use it mainly for texting and wasting time and all that kind of stuff when I'm off duty. I'm just going to be just being honest. But I don't use it next to my face. I don't wear it on my body. So there is a absorption rate called specific absorption rate. You'll see it on devices, and it's called the SAR, specific absorption rate. Okay, so it is the amount of EMF exposure that's safe and legal for the cell phone and other connected devices. So a safe SAR should be 1.6 watts per kilogram of body weight. Okay? However, they fail to factor in the emerging body of research and knowledge over the other damaging effects of EMF radiation, such as the symptoms we talked about, which is fatigue, memory loss, brain fog, all that kind of thing. I'm going to move over, and it's not all gloom and doom. I'm just giving you some statistics here. So this was in the Journal of Computer Science and Systems of Biology. So this is a peer-reviewed scientific journal. Okay, so we're not just doing Dr. Google here. We're actually doing standard research and that kind of thing. I want you to see this. And so what they're doing is they're looking at wireless technology, and they're trying to find out what it does to us. So let's talk about radiation, okay? This is what is in our cell phones. This is what is in our microwave and all that kind of thing. So radiation is the energy that originates from the unstable atom. And the radiation is in the form of wave particles. Radiations transfer or spread in the form of particle or wave or rays through space. There are two types of radiation, which are ionizing and non-ionizing. So the non-ionizing radiations are directly transmitted. It is the direct transmit of the electromagnetic radiation or sound energy or heat energy. It does not break a chemical bond. Okay, that's non-ionizing. The ionizing radiation is a composition of high energy waves that can easily remove or move electrons from the molecule atoms and cause cell damage and increase the risk of many diseases. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of transition here to chemistry. I don't know how much high school chemistry that you remember, but when you have your atom and you've got all your little electrons going around it, when you have something that interacts with it, it can add an electron or it can break off an electron. These are the ionizing rays. These are the ones that are so bad because it goes into the cell, it goes into the atom and the molecules in the cell, and it either adds electrons, or it breaks up electrons. And so when the electrons are moved or changed, that's when you get the bad mutation. And so we don't want to do that. So cell phone radiation is ionizing radiation. It causes DNA mutation. It causes cell degradation. So we don't want to do that. It says, according to medical tests, high amounts of ionizing radiation can cause radiation sickness and cause cancer. The DNA is genetic material of the cell. It is sensitive to ionic radiation. And with ionic radiation, the DNA of the cell can be changed, right? So electromagnetic radiation is divided into two types. The radio wavelength is one type. Microwave radiation is another type. The frequency range relates to the wavelength between 1 millimeter and 1 meter, okay? So your infrared rays, and I'm giving you a lot of statistics here, but I want you to understand. The infrared class of rays is divided into three categories: near infrared, mid-infrared, and far infrared. Now, you're going to know this when you're looking at the red light spectrum on your light frequency. You've got your near infrared, your far infrared. All right, so you're not able to see far infrared. I don't think you're able to see near infrared either. I don't think you're able to see any of that. Okay, the visible light that is in between the infrared and the ultraviolet is in the electromagnetic spectrum. It is the smallest part of the electromagnetic spectrum that is spread through the cosmic waves, okay? So we are getting electrosmog from the atmosphere. We're getting it when we're in an airplane. We're getting it when we're outside. We're getting it when we're surrounded. I mean, in my office, I've got my cell phone. I've got 2 monitors. I've got a wireless printer, and I've got a microscope behind me that all work on Wi-Fi. We've got Wi-Fi in the building. So I am absolutely surrounded by radiation. I'm absolutely surrounded by it. Now, am I in panic mode? No, I'm not in panic mode. Why is that? Well, because I take care to protect my body. So I want to just kind of break away from my scientific stuff right here and give you some information. So in the body, we are, again, electromagnetic creatures. We are going to absorb the electromagnetic waves in the atmosphere. We are located in downtown Humboldt. There are big generators, or I don't know what they are, but they're these big things that are out on the power lines out there that generate electricity because we've got big buildings. We have a lot of usage down here downtown. Not too far from us, we've got a power plant. That all generates energy. So where you live does make a difference. You're going to be, everybody is impacted with this energy. If you have a smart meter on your home, and we had one, we don't have one now, but we had one, came home from work one day and I had a note from whoever it was saying, oh, happy days, we changed your old meter to a smart meter. And it was like, I don't want that. And the reason I don't want that is because it is Wi-Fi on steroids, and what it does is all the people in the neighborhood, it shunts electricity back and forth, so it makes it easier on the grid, which I do appreciate, but you're getting bombarded with all these electromagnetic waves, which I don't appreciate. But there's a remedy for that as well. So hopefully you understand that this is a very, very serious thing. I want to show you some things that we have in the clinic. This is a little black diode, okay? It's black on this side. It's got kind of a copper or something on the other side. Don't ask me how it works. I have no idea. But I wear one of these every day of my life. So what does this do? It sets up a force field Think about Star Wars, Star Trek, whatever your favorite, sci-fi is. Star Trek is probably my favorite because it was on the TV when I was a kid. So when the Klingons were coming, right, Spock or Kirk or one of them would say, raise the shield. And so they would raise the shield or raise the cloaking device, whatever, and all of the darts and the fiery arrows that the enemies would be sending would be stopped by this force field, right? So when you have a device like this, what you're doing is you are emitting your own force field so that all of the EMFs that come at you are stopped by the force field. So this is something you can buy these anywhere. We have this one. We're out of stock on, we have one that looks kind of like a credit card that you wear in your pocket. We're out of stock on this one. But we have these in the clinic, and I wear this. Guys, if you're watching, I don't know if any guys are watching, but just, to full disclaimer here. I wear this in the left side of my bra every day of my life. Why? Because I am in a high Wi-Fi environment and I have to have that shield up because I don't want my DNA mutated. So this is something that you can do. Like I said, we have this. We have a huge one. I have one about this big that I put on my breaker box. I bought it whenever we had that smart meter that was put on without my approval or even my desire. And so I put that big diode on the breaker box, and it set up a force field in my house because the smart meter was on the other side of my breaker box. That's how they put it on. And so I just attached that. It's huge. We don't carry those because they're a couple of $100s, but you can definitely order them and we can get them for you. So if you live in a neighborhood where you've got your smart meters and that kind of thing, that might be something that you want to invest in. These are not very expensive. It's $60, but I'm not going to have mutated DNA. It lasts forever. Occasionally you're supposed to get it out and put it in the sunshine so it can recharge. I don't know. Mine works. I'm good. DNA is not mutating, and so that's all good. We've got some other remedies here. If you are very, very sensitive, we do have people that are very, very sensitive to electronic EMFs. Metabolic tox. This is a detox, and it puts up a shield as well to guard you from EMFs. You can use chlorella, cracked cell chlorella, which is a green plant. It also takes radiation out of the body. If you have had chemo and radiation for any kind of health issue, then you want to be taking these supplements anyway to pull that radiation out of the body, okay? So we have these things available, and it's what you know. You have to know these things in order to protect yourself from these things. So let's talk about diseases. We've talked a little bit about that earlier on. One of the biggest things that we're concerned of is brain tumors, okay? So the frequency range from 70 megahertz to 6 gigahertz, which is what all of our phones, like all of our phones now are 5G, right? Or if you've got an up-to-date cell phone, it's a 5G. So all of these electromagnetic waves go through the brain. They penetrate the brain as deep as 4 to 6 centimeters. So I know we're not really metric happy here. We're more on the imperial, but 4 to 6 centimeters is 2 to 4 inches, okay? 2 to 4 inches. So if you're looking at the side of my head, which is where my cell phone would be, 2 to 4 inches would be this, you can penetrate my brain almost to the midline. So that's really, really important if you are older, if you are more susceptible to radiation, if you maybe have already had a cancer, then it can go just penetrate into the brain. And what do these EMFs do? They change your DNA, and we don't want our DNA changed, okay? We want our DNA to be the way God put it in there, because hopefully it's perfect that way, okay? So the electromagnetic waves penetrate 4 to 6 centimeters, so that's 2 to 3 inches. During this action, the radiation hit the hippocampus. You need to Google the hippocampus and see what it does for you. I can't just spend all the time telling you about that. And it also affects your pineal gland. Now, your pineal gland is a little bitty gland in the top of your brain. It's about the size of a pine cone. It has the shape of a pine cone. It's very, very tiny. It's not the size of a pine cone, but it's the shape of a pine cone. They call that your third eye because it is made up of brain tissue. The optic nerve sends sunlight into that pineal gland to keep that pineal gland working properly. Your pineal gland is your master hormone regulator. And so if your pineal gland gets in trouble, then you're not going to have all your hormones working right. So I'm going to digress a little bit. Your fluoride in your toothpaste, your fluoride in your water, all calcify the pineal gland. It makes it hard. When your pineal gland gets to be hard, it's not going to be able to function. So you're going to have all kinds of hormonal disturbances. So your EMFs with your cell phone to your ear irritates your hippocampus and irritates your pineal gland. So we don't want to do that. Long-term use of cell phone develops brain tumors, okay? And it produces changes in the brain DNA and in the micronuclei. So this is really, really serious. So all of you parents out there that have children, right, who you're letting your children use your cell phone, you're letting your children play with your cell phone, that cell phone is on their lap, that cell phone is close in proximity to them, the iPad, the tablet, whatever it is. This has detrimental effects. So if you're a male and you sit with your iPad on your lap, those EMFs are going straight to your testicles and they're going to make you impotent and they're going to make you infertile. So you don't want to do that. And I know I didn't put a disclaimer that this was for 21 and above, but I'm just saying you don't want to have that in there, okay? The cell phone electromagnetic waves can cause hearing damage due to long-term use of the cell phone, okay? So the longer time you're on the cell phone, the more frequencies penetrate the brain. Now, they did this study over 4 years with someone using a cell phone 30 minutes per day. Now, I'll just tell you, there are some days that I use a cell phone 30 minutes. So I'm talking to my mom, I can be on the cell phone, for 20 or 30 minutes. That's not unusual. We use the cell phone, we use it for communication. I put mine on speakerphone and it's like on the counter or on the couch or something. It's away from my body so that I am not getting those EMFs. Now, we said earlier that the further away from your body, you can quarter the exposure that you have. So just putting that out there, okay? So people that use their cell phones every day from 2 to 3 hours are at the risk for hearing problems and deafness within 5 to 3 years. So if you're looking at your significant other and he seems to be going deaf, you might want to see how much time he's spending on the cell phone, because that Wi-Fi device that you have in your ear, all of that is damaging your hearing. So I'm thinking about musicians. We've got musicians at church that wear the wireless earbuds and that kind of thing. Hopefully, you're also wearing an EMF canceling device so that you can still use your tools that you need in order to worship, but you're not getting that harmful radiation into your body. So I'm running out of time, right? Okay, so a total of 300 medical doctors were surveyed about the effects of wireless devices on the human body. On the basis of the patients under their treatment, 99% of medical doctors said that there were negative effects of wireless devices and they said that we should not do that. So hopefully we are listening. There is an increase of harmful effects that can cause permanent damage, which cannot be repaired. Now, the medical profession doesn't always have the drugs that can repair, but holistically, we've got things that can repair, so I don't want you kind of like being all just in despair about this, okay? The survey said that there is harmful effect of cell phones, laptop, tablet, PC, wireless router, Bluetooth device on the human body because these devices emit different types of radiations. These radiations penetrate our body and damage the DNA. The doctors have given the 99% response in favor of harmful effects because they were treating patients that had been damaged via EMFs. So, I want to just tell you, there is a YouTube video. It's about 3 minutes, and it talks about electrosmog, and the lady does live blood cell analysis, and she shows you what her blood looks like, and then she shows you what her blood looks like when she's been on the computer for an hour. It is absolutely soul destroying when you see actually what's happening at the cellular level when we're using the devices. So I'm realistic. I run a business. All my stuff works off Wi-Fi. I'm just telling you it does. I could take these little, you can get little devices like this and stick on every single electronic device that you have to cancel out the EMFs. I don't choose to do that. I choose to wear one little device every day. You wear it on the left side of your body because negative electromagnetic frequencies enter the left side of the body. So we do that every day. It's a small price to pay for your health, and it's a small price to pay not to have your DNA damaged. So gonna leave you with that. It is Friday. I want you to have a great weekend. And if you have any questions, let me know. And I will see you next Friday on our next Lunch and Learn. Love you. Bye.